Welcome back to The Explainer. So, if you've ever felt like dating is just this massive mystery wrapped in a riddle, trust me, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're completely bypassing all the guesswork and we're diving straight into the actual psychologically proven behavioral strategies of attraction.
Because, let's be real, we often overcomplicate flirtation. We think we need that absolute perfect opening sentence, but science tells us that true attraction actually relies on super subtle evolutionary signals rather than that cheesy, rehearsed line you Googled 5 minutes ago. The reality is far more biological than you might think.
So, here's the game plan. We're going to break the science down into 5 key parts: the evolutionary purpose of flirting, visual signals and body language, mastering pitch, tone, and humor, the power of confidence and tactile contact, and finally, we'll wrap up with the hard-to-get paradox.
All right, let's jump right into part 1, the evolutionary purpose of flirting. We've got to build our foundation by looking at the sheer biology of why we even do this in the first place.
Okay, the crucial point here is that at its core, flirting isn't just some modern social game. It is a deeply ingrained survival tactic wired directly into our brains. Picture this. You're standing in a dimly lit, trendy bar with a craft cocktail in hand, but your brain? It's essentially running ancient software. Every glance, every laugh, every subtle movement is part of this ancient biological script designed to acquire a mate.
When we look at foundational visual signals, eye contact physically reveals attraction, literally through pupil dilation. When you gaze into someone's eyes, you're unconsciously searching for evidence of attraction based on how wide their pupils get. It's crazy. Furthermore, wearing the color red is a universally recognized symbol of lust and sexuality. Studies consistently show that wearing red instantly boosts attractiveness to the opposite sex.
And this brilliantly illustrates why red is so powerful. As psychologist Adam Pasture points out, it's quite literally an evolutionary hangover from our primate ancestors. In the animal kingdom, like with female baboons, bright red skin is a direct indicator of mating readiness. So, throw one on that red sweater or red dress, you're tapping into a very primal, very potent visual signal.
Moving right along to part 2, visual signals and body language. Let's unpack how our physical presence basically sets the stage before we even speak a single word.
Get this, a staggering 55% of attraction communication is made entirely through body language, over half. And the most effective, albeit subtle, physical flirting method? Unconscious mirroring. When you're attracted to someone, you naturally start to copy their actions, which signals a high investment in their thoughts. It's a fun test to try tonight. Just shift your posture and see if they follow suit. If they mirror your movements back, there's a really high chance they're feeling the same way.
Now, what's really fascinating here is how traditional gender stereotypes heavily influence visual attraction. Data from the University of British Columbia shows women are perceived as significantly more attractive when they're smiling because it signals a caring nature, good health, and maternal submission. But the whole bad boy stereotype? It totally holds true for men. They're rated as much more attractive when they brood and look slightly shameful or prideful, rather than when they just smile.
All right, part 3, mastering pitch, tone, and humor. Let's transition from those visual cues to verbal mastery, focusing on the incredible behavioral power of your voice and your wit.
So, Professor Jeffrey Miller from the University of New Mexico highlights something huge. Humor isn't just about being amusing. It's a profound indicator of intelligence. To tell a good joke, you have to think on your feet. You have to be highly creative. From an evolutionary standpoint, those are skills absolutely necessary for survival. So when you're being funny, you are fundamentally proving to a potential partner that you are smart and fully capable of surviving and thriving.
And pitch and tone, they are equally vital verbal strategies. As this MIT research proves, it's not just about the words you use, but the melodic, expressive way your voice goes up and down that really captures a partner's ear. A dynamic, varied vocal frequency generates significantly more romantic interest than a flat, monotone delivery. Why? Because it vividly signals emotional availability and high engagement. On the flip side, that exact same MIT study found a specific listening strategy that works absolute wonders. Just dropping in a simple "I see" or "okay" or "yep" while a partner is speaking subtly signals both dominance and a really deep, empathetic understanding of what's being shared. It proves you're actively listening, and empathy, it turns out, is incredibly attractive.
Which brings us to part 4, confidence and tactile contact. Let's see exactly how confident behavior and physical touch assert dominance and spark compliance. Okay, this completely blew my mind.
Dr. Monica Moore's observational research at Webster University proves a highly encouraging fact. Behavioral confidence consistently trumps sheer physical appearance in the real world. When observing people in bars and malls, it wasn't the traditional models who were approached the most. It was the individuals signaling high confidence through basic techniques, like open posturing. Confidence is literally the ultimate magnet.
Dr. Moore also identified this powerful behavioral sequence, highlighting the pure magic of touch. Touching someone actually increases their compliance to complete a request. Let's say you're in a nightclub and you ask someone to dance. That request is significantly more likely to be accepted if you pair it with just 1 to 2 seconds of tactile contact on the forearm. Later surveys showed that this super brief touch drastically increased the partner's perception of the interaction as highly dominant and self-assured.
And finally, part 5, the hard-to-get paradox. We've arrived at arguably one of the most fascinating behavioral strategies in the entire dating world. So, the hard-to-get paradox works not because it's a fun game to play, but because the human brain is heavily wired to obsess over uncertainty. When we lack clarity on exactly how much someone likes us, cognitive dissonance kicks in. It makes us desire them way more than if they just offered a sure thing. On the flip side, showing too much neediness, that makes a partner feel like they could do better. It's this incredibly delicate balance of maintaining a deeply psychological mystery.
Now that we've totally decoded the science behind these signals, knowing it's all right there, hardwired into our biology, the only question left to ask yourself is this: the next time you step into a room, are you going to leave